Hi, I'm Jam Galang from ODAR 3. In this video, I will talk about my activity number 1 for History of Architecture 3. The question is, which school of thought, Viollet-le-Duc's rationalism or the pre-Raphaelites' romanticism, should the contemporary Philippine architecture base its preparation for the future? So before deciding which side I'm on, I've read and gathered some information first about Romanticism and Rationalism, as well as the pre-Raphaelites brotherhood in comparison to Leduc's. Starting with the pre-Raphaelites, a secret society of young artists and one writer, founded in London in 1848. Opposed to the Royal Academy's promotion of the ideal as exemplified in the work of Raphael. Inspired by the theories of John Ruskin, defined themselves as a reform movement, published a periodical, The Germ, to promote their ideas. On the other hand, here's what I found out about Viollet-le-Duc, a French architect and author who restored many prominent medieval landmarks in France. Among architects, his name is often associated with both rationalism and historicism, contrasting ideals in modern architecture. Invented modern restoration, both theory and practice. Noted for combining historical fact with creative modification. Major restoration projects included Notre Dame de Paris, the Basilica of Saint Denis, Mont Saint-Michel, Sainte-Chapelle, and the medieval walls of the city of Carcassonne. And he planned much of the physical construction of the Statue of Liberty. Going back to the question, in my opinion, I think that the contemporary Philippine architecture should take the rationalist movement of Eugène Emmanuel Viollet-le-Duc. In terms of restoration and preservation, Leduc has proven himself capable of doing a great work. An example of this would be he really examines the condition of every structure that he restores in detail before doing what needs to be done. He does not completely destroy a building, rather he improves the quality of what was done before. In short, he has an in-depth analysis when it comes to restoration. I think with the current condition of the Philippine architecture, we need to do something like what Viollet-le-Duc has done. The reason why I've said this is because I don't think that we need to reform the look of our own architecture. Meaning to say, I don't think we should create a new image of art that is grounded upon the avant-garde movement of the pre-Raphaelites, because the Philippine architecture has its own identity already, so a reformation is not really needed. I believe what we have to push through right now is to promote this identity even more. In other words, we need to boost, uplift, or enliven the character of Filipino architecture. To support my stance, a great example of applying Leduc's movement can be seen in Las Casas Filipinas de Acuzar in Bataan, Philippines. According to the promotional video coming from a Filipina broadcast journalist, Jessica Soho, this place is a beach resort, convention center, and heritage destination built on 400 hectares of land in the town of Bagac, Bataan. Home to Jose Acuzar's collection of Spanish-Filipino houses that have been rebuilt and revamped. As mentioned by the head tour guide in the video, the owner of this place, Jose Jerry Acuzar, bought old houses, carefully demolished them, and relocated some parts in order to build or construct new houses coming from the pieces that were taken from them. These two pictures show the recreation of the Estero de Binondo. If only Manila was properly taken care of, it would have looked this way. Aside from this, you'll also see the accessoria, or the rooms for rent in the old times, and other buildings as well. Just a trivia, these buildings were based from the old pictures that were taken from the National Archive, or the National Library of the Philippines. In short, the designs of the houses or buildings you'll see in the Las Casas Filipinas de Acuzar came from the old pictures of Manila. Imagine if we still have this kind of old Manila in this present time. It would have been nice to see the antiquity or the ancientness of our own architecture. That's why I believe that if we'll be able to achieve what Viollet-le-Duc has done, it will be a great milestone for our country to say that the Philippine architecture is still alive and is continuously emerging as different building types are restored through generations. I'll end this presentation with a quote: "To restore a building is not to preserve it, to repair or rebuild it. It is to reinstate it in a condition of completeness which could never have existed at any given time."